All right, there. Welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys, the podcasting. I am DJ Impact, and I got Sin City Steve and Matt Michaels here with you. And welcome to Wrestling Talk. And we got a great show for you today. First off, I just want to say, folks out there, I got my little hiccups going on with me tonight. So forgive me if, I just sound like I'm, just stopping in mid sentence or you just hear a big, hiccup type of effect, but I'm gonna get through it and we'll keep it going. For all you all who are watching us live, make sure you throw all your comments into the comment box, YouTube Live, Facebook, and Twitch. We'll try to get that on as we see fit. All right. So, all right, fellas, it's a bunch of wrestling went down this week. In fact, I heard there was some sort of draft that happened. So,
NFL.
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. That's the most important draft of all drafts, right?
Yep.
Oh man. So let's get right into it with our four-way stop. All right, let me go right over to you, since Steve. Tell us, man, what highlight draft for the week.
All right, so Orange Cassidy is still your AEW International Champion after defending against Bandito on Dynamite. You know, Bandito is so good, yet the crowd felt completely out of this match. Gee, I wonder, it might be because they don't view Bandito as being a credible challenger because he's not won a match in AEW? Who knows? Anyway, Orange Punch, Beach Break, title defended. Anyway. Elsewhere, Jade Cargill is still your AEW TBS champion after defending against Taya Valkyrie on Dynamite also.
Okay.
They've been building Taya as a legitimate challenger and contender, but of course, there was the stip in the match where Taya couldn't use her own finisher because it was gimmick infringement. Whatever. If Taya's not going to take this title off Jade, then can we please get her something else to do? Taya is too good to be meddling in the mid-card in AEW.
Right.
This match was good, largely, dare I say, because Taya dragged Jade to a solid match. But nonetheless, there's that.
Wow.
And then lastly, Roderick Strong is all elite. You know, he came out to help Adam Cole after he was attacked by the Jericho Appreciation Society. Now all we need to do is get Kyle O'Reilly back from injury, and we have yet another fully functional trio, because that's what they love to do, is just group everyone into trios in AEW. In all seriousness, though, this was great for Roddy. I definitely think that he's going to be used more prominently in AEW than what he was in NXT. I mean, he hadn't been on TV since, November, I believe they were saying.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that he was actually still a member of the active WWE roster page when he showed up on AEW TV.
Was he?
Yeah, it goes to show you how much they valued him up there.
Stephanie McMahon's still an active member of the page. So are some other people that you go, who the fuck are they?
So they just need new webmasters, I guess, right?
Hey, I'm available, guys. Hit me up.
There you go.
I cost a lot though. So.
I bet.
All right, let's go over to you, Matt Michaels. What you got?
LA Knight versus Butch was a wonderful little match. You can't deny that LA Knight is at a position where the fans are just eating him up.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to figure out how to utilize him.
Yeah.
The Road Dogg looks like Randy Quaid. If you've seen a picture of Randy Quaid recently, he looks exactly like fucking crazy ass Randy Quaid. So that was fun to see.
Yeah.
I thought it was wonderful seeing the NXT talent not knowing they were actually getting drafted. I thought that was fucking smart.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys didn't know, LWO shirt is the top selling shirt this week. So
for real? Wow.
Yep. It was the smartest move bringing that shirt back. I think
Agreed.
they were going to get that, that bump. Stacks and the Don versus Pretty Deadly in that trunk match. That was fucking nice. Especially that the story continued after they put him in the car. Apparently, Pretty Deadly have been tossed into the, the lake or river or whatever the hell was out there.
Oh boy.
And so most likely Pretty Deadly is getting, drafted this coming Monday to one of the brands because that was the end of them. They are apparently done.
Right.
I guess.
And Cody versus Finn, great promo to set it up. Great,
Yeah.
fucking solid match. That's a fresh matchup that we really haven't seen
Right.
much of. So that was wonderful to see.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved Briggs and Henley versus Jensen and Kiana. Continuous story, and to the point where the match is over. She slaps him. Kiana slaps Jensen, and then Briggs is behind him, Briggs is behind Jensen, and he takes him into his arm, and it's like, hey man, your heart was broken, and we just beat the shit out of each other, but hey, this is fucking great shit. So
Yeah.
that was a nice little touch. So good stuff.
I like the idea that the Usos still end up losing those titles. I'm not losing them, but then getting the titles from Sammy and KO. But it was pretty interesting that a lot of people thought that it was going to come back to them for some reason. So
they still got time before that show, bro.
Yeah,
and it might not go to them either. It might not go to the Usos, but most likely either those belts are not being defended, or because they are not going to go.
It won't be defended.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to make the trip. Yeah. I don't think the belts will be defended either.
Yeah. So that's very interesting, and I also love the constant storyline that they're running with Sammy and with Jay. Like, I really don't know where this is going to end up, but it's very interesting to still watching. And is the idea of at some point putting somehow Jay and Sammy together? Would it be a time where the Usos, who've been together all this time in their wrestling career, will have a moment where they're not together for once? And I mean, it will be a big hit with the fans, but it's interesting to see if that's where they're headed.
Well, remember, Jay held his own when Jimmy was out with his injury. And I think that's what we're going to, dude, let's face it. Now, Jimmy's great, but Jimmy is not as charismatic as Jay.
Right.
And then you have Solo, who is a fucking total unbelievable, stuff is just blown up in terms of his presence and how he is. So realistically, the Bloodline has three of the largest potential solo superstars that they have. It's fucking amazing.
It is. All right. Let's go for Too Sweet for the week. All right, Michael, what you got?
So let's continue on that. The Usos versus Sammy and KO was lovely. We got a little buildup on Raw, which Raw was definitely not a great show this week. And that was kind of the highlights of Raw were those guys. But you got the that wonderful stuff with Solo and Paul Heyman, which was fabulous to see. The match was solid. The idea of Riddle attacking Solo and kind of taking him out was a nice little touch. So the question is, do they get drafted to Raw?
Yes.
That's where the whole interesting thing's going to happen. And if Jay's going to get a solo shot, it's going to be starting in that upcoming tournament for the new Raw title. So that's where I think that would, not that he would win it.
Sure.
But that chance.
Right.
So I think that's going to be interesting. But Waller versus Hayes was off the hook. Those two guys fucking killed it. It was amazing. That match was so fucking good. And then afterwards, Braun comes out and he takes care of both Carmelo Hayes and his buddy there. What is his Trick, or what the hell is his name?
Rick Williams.
Yeah. And then Carmelo is outside the ring and Braun spears him through the stage. It was spectacular. And the best thing about it was there was a girl probably about 7, 8 years old right there on the rail. And at NXT, it's an open rail. So you could see her full body expression when he goes through that wall. That was the magic of pro wrestling. It was fucking unbelievable. And it was one of the best things to see. And I just, to see an impressive match. And I don't know how much you keep Waller on, bring him up to the main roster. I think that guy is absolutely your fucking modern day Roddy Piper type.
Yeah.
He's fucking on fire.
I agree with that for sure, man. Sin City Steve, man, what you got?
All right. So, really quick, Jeff Jarrett, Dax Harwood had a singles match on Dynamite. Jay Lethal and Cash Wheeler had a singles match on Rampage. Okay. All of these guys get 2 suites for the week from me based on these matches. They were very, very fundamentally sound. Obviously, they're building to something involving Jarrett and Lethal versus FTR, probably at Double or Nothing. So as is to be expected, Lethal and Jarrett cheated to win each of those matches. But outside of the actual, I'd say the last 10 seconds of each match, all 4 guys had a very, very high work rate in these matches. It was solid by all four of these guys. And I think that something that we get blinded by is that, we get so blinded by high spots that you just fail to appreciate good technical wrestling when it's actually on TV. Yeah. So that's my point on that. Also, too sweet to MJF for landing a pickle brand deal. Yeah. Obviously, that led to some interesting commentary on the show during the Sammy and Darby match. Speaking of, MJF is just on another level from any of these pillars. He proves it week in and week out. The guy is the right guy to be holding the title. I really do wish that AEW would have done a much better job of consistently building up the other guys in this storyline and make them seem more credible. Elsewhere, I really like the fact that they've absorbed Takeshita into this Elite and BCC feud. They announced in 2 weeks that Omega is going to face Moxley in a cage, which should be good. Obviously, this is all building toward the multi-man match at Double or Nothing. But yeah, very solid use. I would say good use of color of blood on the show. I know Matt Michaels is going to, pipe up and say something, but it just left you right at the end of the show. They busted open Takeshita right as the credits rolled. You were left with a bit of a cliffhanger. It felt brutal to end the show for once. It actually acted as a plot device and not just, oh yeah, he cut him wide open. So it was sensible. It was good.
But
everyone involved.
How come like you said, in the storytelling moment, right? The blood actually looked like it was fucking fake blood for once because it was like paint red. And we're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? It's like now when you need the blood to look absolutely like he is fucking, devastated, not just cut open during a match.
Yeah.
It's so funny that they can't even get the storytelling right on the blood.
Wow. They'll figure it out, man. Give us some time, man.
Nitpick. It's all good. We got a segment coming up.
That's right. And let's do it right now. All right, Sin City.
All right. So, first off, kudos to the WWE. I know I normally stay in my lane and just talk only about AEW on this show. I don't know if you guys have picked up on the subtext of that. Generally, I don't talk about WWE. But yeah, kudos to WWE for creating an absolutely beautiful new consolation prize for Cody Rhodes. Yeah. The extent at which they refuse to get the title off of Roman is fucking astounding to me.
Wow.
USA Network wanted a world champion. They've said that numerous times. And so, this new title will be on Raw. Oh, and who just got drafted to Raw? Oh, that's right, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, let's just keep those two guys who main evented WrestleMania as far away from each other as humanly possible. What the fuck?
Hey, Steve, what happens, though, when they screw Rhodes out of this one, too?
Hey, honestly, if it's me, like if I have the call as far as who gets this title, you put this title on Seth Rollins. You put this title on Rollins and you let him run with it. I think that there is more that you could tell with a Cody storyline, but ultimately it all makes sense. You had, Reigns wins it and adds it to the fucking Infinity Gauntlet.
Right.
Jesus. Next thing you know, he'll be showing up on fucking Impact. You know, he'll be running the Kenny Omega belt collector storyline 2.0, right. But you'll think it's the greatest thing ever because it's Roman fucking Reigns.
You guys thought that you guys had a new Saturday show on AEW that was going to have CM Punk. It ain't. It's Roman fucking Reigns.
Anyway, but yeah, the other WTF I am going to go back to AEW programming for, and guys, they actually did the Eddie Guerrero finish. No, like not the bullshit version where people see through it. No, they actually had Sammy Guevara defeat Darby Allin to secure his spot in the Double or Nothing main event. This match was a very competitive, solid back and forth match until the very end. Ty Mello distracts the ref. MJF, who was on commentary, as I mentioned earlier, runs down, throws Darby his skateboard because of course he does. Sammy hits the deck, and then the ref opportunistically turns right around. Sammy begs the ref to DQ Darby, and what do you know? The extremely intelligent referees in the AEW referee corps, they do just that. Yeah. So nonetheless, at least they are fixing this a bit, if you will, in storyline purpose. Next week, you're going to see the tag team match, MJF and Sammy against Jungle Boy and Darby. If the faces win, they get added to the match, which, of course, as we all know, is exactly what's going to happen. So that we'll have our 4-way at Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
But still, what the fuck?
Yeah. In fact, John says, what the fuck? The week has to be the Tony Khan to make another major announcement that will shake the foundation of AEW when it's another Owen Hart Memorial Tournament, not to mention that it was announced in the United States, but will kick off in Canada. Tony just stopped with these announcements and quit stroking your ego. Also, WTF to Dynamite kicking off with Orange Cassidy and Bandito instead of it starting with the pissed off Adam Cole demanding a fight with Chris Jericho. That makes sense. Matt Michaels, what you got?
Well, it's funny because of the fact that my first what the fuck was holy Jesus fucking cocaine Batman. My God, Tony Khan, like holy shit, dude. His whole thing is just fucking eyes wide open announcement. Oh, this is going to be the best thing ever in Canada, and the Owen Hart and the it was like, oh, Jesus Christ, God, please. Say what you want about Vince McMahon, but that guy has charisma and a character and personality and should be on camera. This guy has less than fucking Dixie Carter did, which is saying a lot. So, Arn Anderson finally looks exactly like Kevin Nash dressed as Arn Anderson did in WCW. Holy God. Get him off the TV, please, for fuck's sake. I get it. He's a legend. He's getting Wardlow over, I guess, but fuck. Seriously, dude. Kudos for Shivani using the word prick on MJF, because your announcers should use words like prick. Yeah, all right. Roderick Yawn, definitely. Can't wait to see more of Roderick Yawn in AEW. Holy shit. Too bad Bobby Fish isn't there anymore. Oh my God. Okay,
Where's the
QTV.
Yeah.
QTV needs to fucking go. That's embarrassing. I gotta say, QT Marshall almost looks like fucking Kevin Nash doing Arn Anderson. My God, QT, you're letting yourself go, and you guys are getting Hobbs over. It makes no fucking sense at this point. Taya versus Jade. I disagree, Steve. Unfortunately, Taya does make people look good. But if you go back and watch the timing of that match, Jade has no fucking skills at all. She's just fucking struggling. And if you can't if Taya can't make you look like a fucking star, which there were just timing issues that were so bad, and strikes that were just not good. It's Jade. Jade needs to be in school. They need to fucking have her working. That's it.
Agreed.
The woman has a great body, but that's the thing. Yay, we get a Hardy compound match on fucking Rampage.
Oh,
exciting. The Hardy. Can someone just burn the Hardy compound down? Just get rid of it, because it was,
watch Rampage. It might happen.
Please. And then, you know what? Dustin Rhodes teaming with the 70-year-old junkyard dog. What was that? Jesus Christ. I can't believe he's still alive. I thought he died fucking 30 years ago, but apparently he's still around at 70. So,
yeah. Let's jump over into the next one, which is what we're looking out for. Well, I hope, Michael's, what you're looking out for is Backlash. I hope that's what you're looking out for.
I am looking out for the San Juan street fight between Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. That ought to be fucking amazing. It's amazing how these guys like Bad Bunny and Logan Paul have just fucking stepped up. So
yeah,
and being in Puerto Rico, that it's just going to be fucking off the hook. The fucking crowd's going to be unbelievable. So that should be a pretty remarkable thing. Looking out for Gunther on Raw. Will he become that champion? If Cody wins it, is it a SummerSlam loss for Cody to Gunther? Could Gunther be put in the tournament and actually win the belt? It's just you can't go wrong with the guy. And now that you have a championship, a heavyweight championship, not a better guy to have it. Looking forward to AJ Styles being back. That's going to be nice to see. Definitely missing him. Looking forward to seeing what happens with the NXT belts for the women's tag team and the women's championship. And since it's the lookout Indy, because someone's jumping off the top rope and you're about to get your leg broken and then get drafted immediately the next fucking couple days to Raw. What a fucking bad luck move that was. Oh my God. And I'm looking out for our girl Zoe Stark. Stark on the main roster. And boy, she's going to make some people look good. Maybe she should get the world championship.
Oh, there we go. I'm with it. Sin City Steve.
You know, say what you will about absolutely everything that's happened in this feud and how putrid some of it has been. But next week, I am looking forward and looking out for the conclusion to this epic storyline, the firm deletion. Now, I know, Michaels, it made your previous segment. I get it. But at the end of the day, the cinematic Hardy compound matches tend to be fun. Okay. They almost always deliver, and I don't see how this next one is going to be any different.
The only
I'm,
difference, Steve, the only difference is it's on Rampage.
I'm
That's
well
what I
aware.
don't get.
I'm well aware. But regardless, it will probably be required viewing for altered state individuals, if you know what I mean. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And I mean, let's be real. I mean, tell some stories with that. Elsewhere, you know, I do want to see what they're going to do with Bullet Club Gold, if it's actually going to serve any real purpose for Jay White, or if he's just going to, you know, languish in the mid card. Jay White is somebody that, quite frankly, should be pushed to the upper mid card, and even, you know, flirting with a world championship program, or give him the title. Fuck it.
Well, you better hope Juice Robinson gets hurt then.
Well, I mean, obviously.
The albatross in that fucking scenario.
No
man.
shit. But realistically, I think that, you know, you could have a main event scene with people like Jay White, Adam Cole, and, you know, that could happen shortly after Double or Nothing. So I think that, you know, it is not the best show week in and week out, or the best programming week in and week out, but you know, I'm definitely looking forward to see what's on the horizon for AEW.
Yeah. Right. Good stuff. Let's get right into Best in Show. All right. Sin City, I'm going to assume Impact Wrestling for the week. How close am I?
Actually, you would be incorrect. I know, believe it or not, but the Best in Show for me was the draft.
Okay.
No, not the WWE draft. The NFL draft. Because
actually that was a good draft.
Was awesome, especially if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, hammer the season total for wins for Pittsburgh. You're welcome. And Dynamite was okay. It was the best wrestling show I watched this week. But, Best in Show, the draft, NFL style.
Dude, do you see how many people came out to that? That was insane. It was like the entire Kansas City.
There's nothing else to do in Kansas City.
Apparently not, but watch it, because my cousin, okay, we might hear something from Micah if we keep going there. I'm just saying, easy. And I agree with you.
Did she go?
She didn't. She said she watched from the comfort of her house.
She's the only person in that city who didn't go.
It's true. All right, Michaels, how about you? Best in Show this week.
Spring Breakin'. NXT put on a great show, furthered new storylines, kind of wrapped up some old ones. You got a solid main event with the women's championship match, and boy, I'll tell you, Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne held their own when Indy got hurt and had to go backstage to get, taped up. Or shot up, whatever they had to do to get her back out there.
Yeah.
Boy, those two improv'd, for a good probably 10, 15 minutes almost. And it gave enough time for Indy to kind of get, the necessary, I guess, method of getting her able to run down, get in there, finish the match, and then we see her in a boot when she gets drafted. So, that just shows a lot of balls, and it's a great thing. I also got to say here, Chicago. Apparently, the Bears had some good draft choices. Which
Yeah,
is good.
I put up Jim's comment, and he's happy with that.
Yep.
But I'm with John though. John said we're beating the Steelers at Allegiant. That is correct.
Wish in one hand, shit in the other. See which one fills up first.
Oh
I
God!
don't know which one does fill up
Oh
first.
my God! You're not supposed to think about that, Michael. Tell you. Well, fellas, thanks for.
Here's the wishes. You want to see the other hand?
No thanks.
Oh God!
You know, some people are into that. So I mean, sure, go for
That
it.
is
Would that be
Whatever improves the viewership, I guess.
like a Gunther thing, right? Because he's German, and you know.
Shit.
Okay, we're gonna end wrestling talk. Well, for all of you guys who are watching, make sure you follow us when we jump back going for 3 count. We got 3 good topics, as you probably saw during the scroll. So make sure to hop on and join and comment on to that. If you download the podcast, thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll see you back when we do it all again next week. All right. So for you, all of you, happy wrestling, and take care.